Hello everyone, I'm Vivian. I'm the face behind lovevivvv. This is my first Q&A video I've ever done, and honestly my first talking video I've ever done. This is a little new for me, but it'll be fun, it'll be good, and I'm excited to answer some questions that you guys asked me. So let's get started. First one, what do you do when you're in a baking slump? So I guess the first thing I do is that I accept that I'm in a baking slump, and I don't try to force myself to bake, because honestly those days where I'm forcing myself to bake things, when I just I'm not feeling it, I'm feeling very uninspired, unmotivated, everything just does not work out. It just turns out bad. I'm just irritated, I'm impatient, and almost every time my baking it just fails. So I accept I'm in a baking slump, and I don't try to force myself to do anything. I take a short break. Sometimes I need a long break. I need a week. Sometimes I need just a day to do nothing and focus on other things, or maybe just a few days. And it's okay to take a break. And when you're taking a break, it doesn't mean scroll on social media all day and then feel guilty about scrolling on social media or not baking. Taking a break and resting means actually resting and actually enjoying your break and not feeling guilty the whole time for taking a break. That's something I struggle with a lot too. I'm I haven't done anything all day, I've been resting, but the whole time I was resting, I was I should be doing this, I should be doing this, or why am I not doing this, or I suck, or blah, blah, blah. So just when you say you're gonna take a break, actually take a break. And then I try to do something that gets my creative juices flowing. So I like to go on long walks, preferably in nature, and preferably with no music and no podcast, nothing to distract me. I like to do silent walks a lot. Honestly, I just mainly do silent walks now, because I used to be a big podcast person on my walks, and there's nothing wrong with that. I still like to do that at times, but I found that it's good to sit with your own thoughts and just think, honestly, just think. And I found that helps me a lot. I'll either think of honestly some good ideas to bake, or honestly I'll kind of just realize why I'm in a baking slump, or yeah, I'll just come to realizations, I guess, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I like to go on walks or work out. I work out anyway, but I find that working out kind of gets things moving sometimes. Those days or those weeks where I'm not as active as I usually am is when I'm kind of in my head too much, I'm overthinking. So working out helps me get into my body and kind of away from the overthinking about why am I not baking, I can't think of any good ideas, or comparing myself to other creators or something like that. So honestly, writing, journaling, I find that helps me clear my head a little bit. Once I clear my head, I feel I get more ideas, or I get a little more inspired, a little more motivated, feeling like myself again. And meditation too. I've been a meditation girly for the past year. I feel that's helped me a lot with the overthinking and just feeling uninspired. So yeah, meditation, long walks, taking a break. And if you just really don't have any good ideas, honestly just you can go to different bakeries, go and scroll on Pinterest for a little bit. That's why I feel I get a lot of my ideas sometimes is from Pinterest, or going to bakery, or going to different bakeries, seeing what they're what the trendy things are right now, or just scrolling on TikTok, Instagram, seeing what other baking pages are doing. Not that I'm gonna copy them, but seeing oh, they did this combination, maybe I could do that a little bit differently, or I could do a different style dessert. So instead of cookies, I could do a tres leches cake, or something like that. I don't know, a cheesecake or something. I'll just find different combinations. I'm oh, let me just try this. Next question is, what is the best dish I've ever made? I don't know if they mean the one I'm most complimented on, or my favorite. I guess my favorite one I've ever made was probably that lemon curd cheesecake. And someone asked me, well, my favorite one this year, and then I actually made that one this year. So I guess I answered both questions. Probably like my lemon curd cheesecake. Growing up, I was not a lemon girly. Like, I did not like lemon flavored things, but I don't know. Ever since I started baking, just like lemon is my favorite thing to do now. I love like lemon desserts, so probably that lemon curd cheesecake, because the curd on top, ooh, and like the creaminess of the like, oh, the cheesecake, oh, so good. Probably one of those. What's my favorite dessert? I don't know. Probably those Loft House cookies from Walmart. Okay, no. But yeah, oh, okay. My favorite dessert. My favorite store-bought dessert, I'll answer this one. Either zebra cake, but I like the Swiss rolls. I used to grow up eating the cakes, but now it's just like the cakes, I don't know if they changed the recipe or maybe like my palate changed, but there's not enough frosting in the middle anymore. And it just does not hit the same. But the Swiss rolls, like the zebra cake Swiss rolls, whatever version, those are good. Those have just the perfect amount of filling. Yeah, I could eat the whole box in like 2 days. Or I love those Loft House cookies. The ones that are like super dry and it's like your mouth's so dry after eating them, but I could literally eat the whole box in one sitting. Those are so good. I don't care. Like I love homemade desserts, but there's something about like the chemicals and like store-bought, you know? It's just like, it's just different. Okay. But like, I guess my favorite dessert, like regular dessert, I guess, like homemade, would probably be, I've been a cookie girl lately, like frosted cookies. So probably like any of the frosted ones I've done, honestly. I'm basic, I like birthday cake. Even though I've done like other like variations, but like birthday cake ones, brown butter chocolate chip cookies when they're like just fresh out of the oven, those are good. Before tres leches cake, I guess like my favorite variation I've done is probably like the hot cocoa, because I love marshmallow, and like the marshmallow like whipped cream topping I did on top was like the best thing ever. So yeah, probably one of those, or just like ice cream. Honestly, I'm like so basic. I'm like a baker and I'm just like picking like the most basic simple things. I'm a simple girly. Next one, my favorite dessert to make. So I think this is different than like actually eating. Probably to make would be, I feel like I'm answering the same like one for every time, but probably the tres leches cake. I feel like that's like the one, like the most popular ones, like recipes on my like page. But it's also like the most fun for me to make. I don't know. It's just like fun to do different variations and try out different combos. So I really like making those. Yeah, probably like that one, I guess. I don't know. I feel like this is kind of boring. Okay. So, next question. If I could give a new baker one piece of advice, what would it be? Let's see. Probably to have some patience. That's like the one thing I had to learn. Like when I first started baking, and my mom was kind of teaching me. Like she kept saying, girl, you need to have some patience. Like, you're not patient. And I'm like, oh yeah, I know I'm not. I feel like that's definitely like the main thing. Patience during like the process of baking, and then patience on your journey. Like realizing that you're not gonna know everything at the beginning. And I still don't know everything right now. But just like having patience throughout your process. Understanding that it takes practice, lots of practice over time. And yeah, that's honestly how you're gonna learn. It's just like practice. Trying out different like recipes, trying out different like techniques. And yeah, patience really. Like I feel like that's like that was the biggest thing I had to learn, and the biggest thing that I wish I would have like taken more seriously. Number 6. Well, number 6 and 7 are kind of similar. I'll probably answer them at the same time. What got me into baking and when did I start baking? And yeah. Okay, I'll answer those. So, I started baking like a few years ago, I would say. Okay, yeah, during COVID, I started posting like my health journey. And then once like things started opening up again, I was like working at a restaurant. So like one of my friends there, like she was a big foodie. We would always go out to eat together. So we were trying out all these different restaurants. It was like the most fun thing I had. Like I just always loved food. and it was fun. So I was taking pictures, I was posting those, I was getting a little bit more followers, and I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. I like posting my food. And then I was like, I need to save some money. Like, I'm like out of breath, okay. And then I was like, I need to save some money. So I started posting like my own dishes that I made at home. And they weren't anything like crazy. It was like, I was posting like healthy stuff still. So I was doing like overnight oats, like protein desserts. And like, I feel like I gained like a pretty good following. Like after a year, I think I like got to like 35,000. So yeah, I started doing that. And then like one summer, I like got like an email. I got locked out of my account actually from Instagram. And it was disabled for 30 days. And I was like, just like, why? Okay, weird. So then I took a look, I guess I took a break from Instagram, and I had to, like, I didn't have my account. And then after the 30 days, Instagram never gave my account back. So I just like lost my 35,000 follower account, and I was like, dang, okay. But around that same time that I lost my account is when I started to feel like kind of bored with what I was posting. It's like I liked healthy foods and like the health niche, but I was just like, ugh, I'm tired of eating like protein carrot cake and, you know, stuff like that. It's like I want to just like eat regular carrot cake. So then I was like, I do like posting on Instagram. I do like posting food. So let me start posting like baking videos. The thing is, I didn't know how to bake. So I was like, let me post like my journey of learning how to bake. So I was like posting different recipes I was trying. My mom helped me a lot in the beginning. Like we were both basically doing the videos together, but I was posting them. They're still faceless, like they knew that she was doing it with me. But yeah, I was posting that, and it was kind of just like my journey learning how to bake, and that's kind of how I started getting traction. And I feel like having the first Instagram, I kind of already knew like the social media tips and tricks, so I grew like a lot faster. Like it took me a year, like my other Instagram, it took me a year to get to 35,000. And this one, it took me a year to get to 100K. So I grew a lot faster. And plus I was a little more passionate about it. It was a little more fun to like bake instead of just doing like healthy food all the time. So I guess that's what got me, I don't know. I've always loved food growing up, but I just like never cooked or baked or anything. So I was like, my mom's an amazing baker. She's an amazing cook. I just like never felt the need to. I just like kind of took advantage of her. I was like, she's a good baker. Why do I have to bake if she's gonna do it for me? Live up to that, you know? Plus I was lazy. Like I don't know what else to say. Like I was lazy. So yeah, that's kind of how I started getting into baking. And it was fun, but yeah, it's like, I definitely learned a lot more about like patience with my baking, with like my skills. I'm just not like expecting to be like a pro when I just started. Even now, like I don't think I'm a pro, so yeah. Okay, next one. This is like a short one. Do I have like any training? Like did I go to like culinary school or anything? Well, as you can see now. No, I didn't have any training. I guess my mom was my trainer. She taught me everything, and then just like following different recipes online and practicing myself. I mean, I grew up watching like the Food Network with my mom and stuff. So I feel like it was in my brain subconsciously growing up. These are more like non-related baking questions that I've gotten. This is my bestie. Favorite place to visit? My favorite place to visit, let's see. My favorite place I've been, I guess. I don't like visiting those places anymore. Like at least like often. Like I don't go to the same place multiple times. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Favorite place I've been to that I visited. I don't know. Probably like New York. That's so basic, but I feel like, I don't know, the vibes there were so good. It was summer. It was just like, I don't know. I feel like New York is just like a different world, you know? It's like, I don't think I'd ever, like growing up, I really wanted to move to New York. I wanted to live there. Now, I don't think I'd want to live there. I don't think that's my vibe anymore. But it's just like visiting was so fun. It was like a different experience. It was just like, and it was, I think it was because it was summertime, which it just felt amazing. But I guess my favorite trip I've been on, like just the trip experience was so fun. I don't think the place was beautiful too. Like I would definitely visit back there again. Probably Buenos Aires in Argentina. That was so fun too. Next question. Do you do this full time, or what other jobs do you have? So yes and no. I mean, like, this is where I make most of my money, is from like my Instagram and TikTok, but like in February I got a part-time job at an elementary school. And honestly, I love it. The hours are really nice. It's like fun working with the kids. I work with my mom's friends, so it's pretty chill. I really enjoy it. I like it. I never thought I'd like working with kids, but it's actually like kind of fulfilling. I saw that you read Breaking the Habit of Being You by Joe Dispenza and The Power of Now. What are some other books you've read? And like, what are your favorites, I guess? I'll have to look at my list of books actually. Cause I like to write them in my notes app to kind of track how many books I read every year. I've only read like 5 this year. I'm actually really bad. But I feel like before I was kind of just like trying to compete and like, I want to get more books than I read the last year. But it's like, I understand why I was doing that. And it's not a bad thing to read a lot, but I feel like I'd rather I'd rather read less and actually implement what I'm reading into my life than read more just for the sake of like saying I read it, or just like overloading on information that I never actually like put to use in my life, if that makes sense. Okay, let's see. I actually just finished reading 2 books that I read back in high school. So The Alchemist and Tuesdays with Morries. Those books are so good. It's like when I read it back in high school, I was a different person. So I feel like I didn't really grasp the messages of the book, and I feel like I would read like a completely different book, and I was just like, those books are so good. I like those books, I guess. Power of Now, that was like one of my favorite books, I guess, even though like I mentioned that earlier. A New Earth by the same author, though that book is amazing too. It just teaches you more about like being present, like being empathetic towards other people. I like reading like spirituality books, like mindfulness books, like self-help, but not like self-help like Atomic Habits self-help, more like Power of Now, like I don't know, it's like, I guess more spirituality is what I'm saying. I like reading like psychology too, like why we think the way we do, like why we act the way that we do. And yeah, just like how we grew up, the environments, like the people we spend time with, how that all affects us. And yeah, I like reading those kind of books, really. Becoming Supernatural, I did like that book, but honestly, like, I probably wouldn't read that again. It was very like sciencey, and not that science is bad. It's just like I feel like it was kind of hard for me to follow. It felt like I was reading like a textbook at some points, and it just like, I understand why you're telling me the studies and why you're giving me the background information, but I don't need every single detail. It's maybe because I do like science, but not to that extent, I guess. But it's still a good read. Okay, so it got too hot in there, so I moved into a different room. I guess another book I like is Ask and It Is Given. The 4 Agreements, that's like kind of a basic one. But yeah, anything like self-help, spirituality, mindfulness. I like any of those books. And just like fun books, I guess I like to read. I like kind of fantasy books. So like the Lord of the Rings series, Game of Thrones. I'm reading Harry Potter for the first time. So I like those. I used to be into like those love, like romance books, but now it's just like they're all the same. And I need some like drama, not just like the same kind of storyline. But yeah, I want to get more into reading like fiction books, so if you have any good recommendations, let me know. Next question is, what do I like to do outside of baking? There's a lot of things I like to do. No, actually, I feel like growing up I didn't have many hobbies, but I feel like I'm at a point in my life where I have too much hobbies. So other than, well, I guess my main hobby is baking, obviously, but outside of baking, I'm very active. So I like to go on walks a lot. I like to work out at the gym, like lifting weights and whatnot. I'm into like yoga, hot yoga. I like Pilates, hot Pilates. Those are like, that's like my favorite thing right now. I just feel so good after. I feel so strong in the class too. So I like hot Pilates. I like dancing. I love to dance. That's like my favorite thing to do now. If I'm gonna do anything, I'm gonna dance. So I love dancing. I've been taking belly dance classes actually for like over a year now. And it's been fun, honestly. Like that's like the best thing I've ever done. Like I'm so glad I did that. I actually did like a few performances. They weren't like anything crazy, but I'm proud of myself for doing it. That's like a big step for me. So yeah, I love like dancing, belly dancing, any kind of dancing really. Not like structured. I feel like I just like to just do whatever, you know. I'm not like following a specific routine or anything. So yeah, outside of like being active, what else do I like to do? I like to read, obviously. I feel like I'm just learning to get back into reading again. I like to write. As you can tell, like on my Substack blog, I've been writing more, which I love. I feel like that's just like, I just started doing it like this year. And honestly, like that's like growing up, I was always a good writer. Like I always got like A's on my English papers, but it's just like, I was like, oh, whatever. It just came naturally to me. And I never realized how much I loved it until recently when I started writing about things that I actually am interested in. So yeah, I love writing, journaling. I guess it's the same thing, but journaling is more like your inner thoughts and it's more like brain dumping, I guess. Anything self-development. So I guess journaling is a part of that. Just like looking inward a lot and like meditating. I've been like into EFT tapping. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It'll change your life. Oh, like anything self-care too. Like I know that's kind of falls under self-development, but like self-care. So like my long like beauty routines and just like getting facials and doing stuff like that. Like I love like my everything shower. I feel like that takes up a lot of my time, honestly. So I don't know what else. I mean, that doesn't seem like a lot of hobbies, but I feel like that all takes up a lot of my time, to be honest. Hanging out with my dog too. It's my baby. My little puffs. Yeah, so just like spending time with him, going on walks with him, hiking with him. What else? I love watching YouTube videos. Best thing ever. Yeah. Next question. What inspired me to start posting baking videos? Well, I feel like I talked about that kind of earlier, but just like, I knew I liked posting on social media. I knew I liked posting food, and I wanted to learn how to bake. So that's kind of what inspired me, I guess. And it was just like fun. Like I feel like I started off with like a fun hobby, and now it's more of like a job, like a work, but I'm trying to like incorporate more of the funness and the plainness into it again and stop thinking about it as like, oh, I gotta do this, I have to, like it's a job. I mean, it is, but I'm trying to like move away from that thinking is what I'm trying to say, I guess. Okay, next one. What is some advice you'd give to someone who wants to start posting on social media? Just start. I mean, I feel like everyone always says just start, but it's like the truest thing ever, really. Because I feel like we spend so much time just like planning, preparing, wondering what if, or like stuff like that. But it's just like, you gotta start. Like I feel like you saw, like you heard about my journey earlier. Like I started off posting like my before and after like fitness journey pictures, and then I went to posting restaurant pictures, and then I went to posting healthy recipes, and now I'm posting baking. Like you'll find your way as you start going, but you need to just start and not care about what other people think, which I know it's a lot harder said than done. Like I definitely blocked a lot of family and friends from looking at my page up in the beginning, but you know, you literally just gotta do it. Like I don't know what else. Like I can give you like little tips and tricks here and there. You can always, I mean, I'm not gonna go into that right now because I feel like I have so much to say about that, but you can always DM me for like little tips and tricks. But no, literally just start. Post about what you're interested in. Post about what you like. Don't start off with the intention of posting like, oh, I want to be like a famous influencer, or I want to make all this money. Post from the intention of like, oh, I'm passionate about this and I like posting about this. It's fun. Post for fun at first, I would say, and not think of it as a job. which I know like goes against a lot of the advice that people give nowadays. Like, oh, you have to treat it as a job, you have to make like a content planner and calendar or whatever, and like do all this, plan all this content. And it's like, yeah, but if you post with passion, I feel like that's more important. But you also have to be consistent. Like, you can't post one time a month and then why am I not growing? Like, at least post like 2-3 times a week consistently. Like, don't post 5 times in 1 week and then don't post for like 3 more weeks. Like, it's better to schedule those 5 posts out throughout the month than go all in 1 week and then forget about for like the next 5 weeks or whatever. So yeah, stay consistent too, whatever that means to you. I mean, I don't post that often anymore now, which I'm trying to be better about. I know I should post more, but yeah, try to be more consistent. I mean, this is all like basic advice, but it's basic and it's popular for a reason. So yeah. And just know that you'll get better over time as you start practicing, which is like the same thing with your baking journey. Patience. You gotta practice, experiment, and you'll get better over time. Like, you should have seen my videos from the beginning versus now. I mean, I'm not like amazing and perfect now, but like, I know in a couple of years I'm gonna look at my baking videos from like today and be like, oh, what was I even posting? So just know that you'll get better over time, and it'll come. Just like, you gotta trust the process. So yeah, that's my advice, I guess. Okay, next one. Where do I get my ideas from? Like, how do I find inspo? I guess I kind of touched on this earlier, just like going to different bakeries or like seeing what other creators are doing, going on Pinterest, just like, I feel like not even that I will use those ideas that I see, but it'll just like spark things in me. I'm like, oh, I could do this actually instead. It's just like, I'll see a blueberry, I'm like, oh my god, I could do this recipe. I could do like, I don't know, I can't think right now, but it's just like filling your brain with information. I feel like there's either 2 ways you could find inspiration, which is either emptying your mind or consuming so much and filling up your mind. I think it's like it's a good balance of both, because I feel like when you're constantly consume all these different ideas, it might overwhelm you and you might not open up space in your mind to get your own ideas. I don't know if that makes sense. So I feel like it is good to like kind of like empty out your mind and consume less, because sometimes we do consume too much to the point that we can't even like filter out our own thoughts. So yeah, going on like those long walks and meditating and doing all that will kind of open you up to like your own ideas, actually. I don't know how to also explain it, but kind of just like, yeah, do a little bit of both. Like, don't over consume to the point where you can't like find your own like original ideas, and you can't think of anything that like, I guess someone else hasn't done. But also just like clear out your mind, really focus on something else at the point, and it'll come. Sometimes it'll come like that, and make sure you jot it down immediately. Don't say you'll remember it later, because you won't. And also try to act on it immediately, because I've had so many times where I'm like, I have the best recipe idea ever, and then I don't act on it, and then like a week later I see someone else do it, and I'm like, dang, I missed my opportunity. I mean, I could still do it, but it's like I had the idea first. But they acted on it first, so I can't get mad. So, okay. Last question, because I feel like this is a long video already, but someone says, I've seen you write on your blog that you used to suffer from anxiety. What are some things you've done that has helped you? Yes. I mean, I still do a little bit. Like, I'm a human. I'm a normal person. But, I mean, like, I feel like just the things I've been mentioning throughout this whole video. Really, like, practicing mindfulness, so meditating often. I know when I first started meditating, I was like, this isn't going to do anything, this doesn't help. But it took consistent practice, consistency, really, just of doing it regularly. Not like one time and you don't do it ever again, and then you say, oh, it didn't work. Well, yeah, it didn't work because you only did it one time. Even like after like 10 times, like, you need to do it like every day, or just start off with like 3-4 times a week. You can even just do like 5-10 minutes at start. Like I couldn't even do like more than like 5 minutes. Even when I did that 5 minutes, I was like all over the place. But now I can do like an hour. Yeah. So meditating really has helped me a lot. But even sometimes meditating doesn't help me as much because I feel like there were times I could not quiet my mind at all. So I feel like this is where EFT tapping comes in. And I know that's like it's a very woo-woo thing. People like don't know what that is. It's like, oh, that's weird. But it's like basically when you like tap on like the acupuncture points in your like face, you do like your chest too. And you like just like first, well, the correct way to do it is you first list all the things that you're currently feeling. So like all the negatives, and then you kind of move through it into positive affirmations. I usually follow like guided videos. I don't like just like do it on my own. I like Brad Yates on YouTube. His videos are the best. He has like one for like pretty much every problem you can think of. And if not, you could just look up YouTube like your exact problem you're feeling, like anxiety or whatever, EFT tapping, and there'll be like a video come up. You can do like multiple times and it'll help over time. And like you'll start like yawning and burping and like all these like things. That's like your body's way of releasing it. But you do like, it's more grounding than meditation, I would say. Cause like I feel like the tapping kind of calms me down. Then you're also like addressing the negatives and then going into like the positives, which I feel like helps me kind of just like think about like why am I feeling anxiety? Is it necessary to feel this? And all that stuff. So yeah. Also like brain dumping and journaling. So like I feel like sometimes in the morning I'll wake up with anxiety and I'm like, oh, why am I feeling this way? And it's like instead of going on about my day, I'll like spend a little time just like brain dumping in my journal, everything that I'm thinking about. And I feel like in the beginning, journaling did not help for me at all because I was like, oh, I don't know what to write. Or I feel like I also had on my mind that it had to be like perfect, whatever I wrote. But now just like I write the random stuff. If I look back and read it, it's just like I don't even know what I'm saying. But I feel like that's what you have to do, is just like write without the intention of it being perfect. Because no one else is gonna read it. I mean, I hope no one else is gonna read it. So just know that and just write. And I try to do like 3 pages every morning. I don't do it every morning, but I try to. I feel like that just like helps me so much. And I also try to like end on a positive note. So if I'm like saying all like this negative stuff I'm feeling, or like all the problems that are like in my head or what I'm overthinking, I'll like end with like some affirmations at the end. I'm like, oh, I can go through this, I'll be okay, blah, blah, blah. Like whatever you're feeling. So excuse me. So yeah, like that. But this is such a great question, by the way, because I feel like anxiety, I just grown up with that like my whole life, and I've dealt with it my whole life, and it wasn't until like recently where I feel like I don't struggle with it as much as I used to. Like I still have like those days or those periods where I'm like I'm going crazy, but I'm actually like writing I'm finishing up my Substack blog post about this actually, with like pretty much not everything I've done, but like the majorities of things that I've done that has helped me so much. But I feel like also just like building like that self-trust and that self-confidence within yourself, and the self-love too. I feel like that's like the key, and I feel like it's such like a common thing to say, but it's really so true. But like I feel like that has helped me so much, and it's really about like getting to know yourself, getting to know like why you have anxiety, like why you get triggered by certain things, like why you're feeling scared to go do a certain thing, or why you keep overthinking the same scenarios over and over again. And I think doing like shadow work, I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's basically like facing like the parts of you that, like the subconscious parts of you that react to things the way they do, and kind of like uncovering those triggers. I feel like that has helped me a lot as well. It's just like understanding, okay, I used to act like that. I used to be afraid of telling someone this, or confronting people, or showing up, like being seen, because of this that has happened maybe like in my childhood, or with another person or like in my environment or just like in society as a whole. So I feel like just doing shadow work, that has helped me immensely. And then finding like creative outlets, finding like outlets for like your anxiety basically. So like finding hobbies that you love, spending more time with yourself, that has all helped me a lot. Like finding the things that you love about yourself. So instead of always beating up yourself, being like, oh, why am I so anxious, blah, blah, blah. But like, think of all like the stuff that you do love about yourself, all the strengths that you have and all that stuff. And try to just, I mean, I know it's hard because like when you have anxiety, like you can't just like stop thinking about something. But that's what I'm saying. Like that's why like the meditation, the EFT tapping, those are like tools and resources, not the end all be all, but those will help you get out of your mind and kind of help you more like evaluate like why you're doing things or why you're feeling a certain way. And also just accepting that you have anxiety right now. Accepting that you're feeling this way. Because I feel like a lot of us try to push it away because it's like, oh, it's such a negative thing. I don't want to feel this way. And I understand why you don't want to feel this way, but you have to accept that you're feeling it right now and stop pushing it away and just feel the emotion. Like if you need to cry, just cry. Just like let yourself feel it. Like that's like the main thing. Like the reason you probably still have it so much is because you don't let yourself feel it. If you don't let yourself like experience it really, like you're just like trying to change it all the time. And like I understand why you're doing it because that's what I used to do, but it's like, and I still struggle with this. Like you have to just like feel it. I don't know. There's so much other things, but I'm writing out my Substack blogs if you want to check it out. I'm probably gonna post it this week. So yeah, I don't even know what else I do, but just like, yeah, finding like ways to like relieve that stress. So like doing maybe more yoga or like dancing. Just get out of your head and into your body. And I feel like that helps so much. And also doing like somatic meditations. Because I feel like sometimes this regular meditation does not do it for me, but somatic, which is where like you're like feeling into your body too. So they'll like tell you, well, it's like different depending on like which meditation you do. But there's this one lady, I think her name is Hello Inner Light on YouTube. I love her somatic meditations. She'll do ones with like self-havening, so you'll kind of just like, it's so weird, but like it really does help. You like, what's it called? Like kind of just like comfort yourself like this. Or there's ones where, this is like my favorite one, but like you'll breathe into your heart and then out through your belly button. And then you'll like breathe in through your shoulder, out and through your right shoulder, out into like your left. And she'll do that with like all your body parts. And then she'll go into like, kind of doing like body scans. So you'll like, rest your toes first. You'll go each toe, and then she'll do like your ankles, then your lower, and like you kind of like feel into it, and that kind of like rest your body too. Because I feel like anxiety, it's like lives in your body, and we need to like it's like the book called The Body Keeps the Score. So even if you get through stuff, like your body still remembers the anxiety it was feeling maybe like 15 years ago. So that's why you have to do like those somatic meditations. You have to like feel it in your body first, because it stays in there. So I don't know, there's so much like I feel like I've learned so much over the years, and it's just like there's so many little things that added up to like helping me with my anxiety. But those are like a few things you can start there, but just like reading about like the spirituality, mindfulness, it'll just help you, give you a different perspective. Also I feel like that's helped me. And also I have done therapy too, like on and off. I feel like that has helped me as well. I kind of just like vent, and they'll give me like different perspectives or different resources and tools. I don't do therapy anymore because I feel like I kind of don't need it as much, but it was definitely like an amazing tool for me in the beginning. Especially like if you vent too much to like your friends or your family, it's just like a lot on them sometimes. So it's nice to like vent to like an actual professional who knows what they're doing and will give you like unbiased advice rather than, because sometimes our friends and family, they mean well, but they'll give you advice based on their own life and experiences. So it's good to get like different, I guess, perspectives. So yeah, there's a lot more. I'll write more in my blog post, and I can do like a more detailed video as well if I like can think about every single thing I've done. But yeah, this was fun, honestly. I feel like I ranted a lot. Hopefully this video isn't too long, but yeah, let me know if you want to see like any specific videos. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.